Hi everyone, this is lecture 6 of the 1 Minute Blood Lecture, and today we're going to talk about the cold chain crisis and why blood can't just be stored anywhere. We often talk about donating blood, but what happens after it is donated? Blood isn't just shipped off and stored like some canned good. It requires something that's called a cold chain, which is a tightly controlled refrigeration system that keeps donated blood within the temperatures of 1 degree Celsius to 6 degrees Celsius from collection to transfusion. Now, why is this temperature range so specific? Well, it's because red blood cells start to break down when the temperature rises above 6 degrees Celsius, while freezing essentially damages the membranes of these red blood cells. And even a brief interruption in the cold chain process can essentially render a donation useless by making these red blood cells essentially useless. And this is a huge disaster and problem when it comes to donating blood and transporting them to disaster zones or even war-torn areas or low resource settings, because we can't precisely keep that temperature. Imagine needing a transfusion and the blood that's delivered cannot be used because it's warmed up during the transport. That's what mostly happens in war-torn zones or even in zones where they can't get a proper refrigeration system. But there is still hope in the sense that scientists are developing what's called a freeze-dried plasma. And they're exploring the synthetic molecules that can mimic hemoglobin but don't exactly require refrigeration. And these innovations could extend the shelf life of blood and at the same time cut waste and make these emergency transfusions much more accessible and possible. But until then, blood logistics still does remain as vital as the donation process itself.